deadly stand. If you're looking at a wide shot there now at the north stand, that's the center of the north stand, you get an idea of what I'm talking about. That is what we have on the plate tonight. If you live in Jamaica, then I need not to tell you that it doesn't get bigger than this. And for those of you watching it elsewhere in the region on FlowSports, I tell you what, this is equal to Real Madrid against Barcelona. You're looking here at maybe Manchester United against Liverpool, the biggest showdown in England. And as you go on and on, River Plate against Boca Juniors, just go around the world. And any rivalry that you know, this one in the context of Jamaican football at the schoolboy level is right there with it. As you look at the blue, the true blues, they call themselves the first team to win the Flow Super Cup right here at this very same venue. So they know the spark very, very, very well. And those in the stands just can't wait on what is going to be served up tonight. Local time, we are 7:37 local time. And I tell you what, when we leave here tonight, whatever time we leave here tonight, we're going to be so happy, smiling, whichever way this goes, because those boys you see in full white, they normally operate in purple and white. Tonight, they are looking Real Madrid-esque in full white.
Galacticos,
what
you want to call it?
The Galacticos doesn't come from the color. It comes from the personnel.
I understand, but this Kingston College team, like you mentioned, Wayne, and also JC, are two of the best schoolboy football teams you'll see in the island. Top quality players. They've played at the highest level across the country. And I think tonight is no bigger stage because the stage is set, the amount of people in front of them. This is where big time footballers come up big.
If you have knowledge of the NCAAs in the United States, then they sell shirts. The basketball teams, they sell shirts. The football teams, the American football, that they sell shirts. In Jamaica, it's not the norm for high school teams to be selling shirts. These two teams sell shirts, and it is just to magnify what I'm talking about. They have legions of supporters up and down the country, and this game will be followed by maybe a bigger neutral fan than the fan base themselves.
Certainly, and history that exists between these two teams are incomparable to any other teams. You mentioned the likes of Real Madrid versus Barcelona. You mentioned the likes of Manchester United versus Liverpool. You mentioned the likes of Duke University versus North Carolina. This is one of those battles that will pit two of Jamaica's top schoolboy football teams against each other.
Penn State against Villanova. How could you leave that one out of it? Anyway, we're looking at the meeting party, headed, of course, by the Vice President for Marketing and Television at Flow. That's Mr. Carlo Redwood. Liquor Francis from Coca-Cola. Marsha Lumley. Don't need any introduction. The former Clarendon College star girl. She's there in the blue shirt. And as we go along, we understand Andre Roper is there as well. And the meeting party. Of course, nobody knows the meeting party like our producer, Mr. Brian Saint-Just. I'm sure he'll fill me in on the others. But they're meeting the JC team. And of course, Trudy and Martin, you saw her earlier. She's from Pringles, so she's there as well. And Nicole from Locker Room Sport is there as well. Yeah, so I suppose we've gotten it. Totally correct. And I deliberately overlooked that guy in the Manchester United shirt. Oh, it's not. It's not. I just see the front of the shirt. It's not a Manchester United shirt. I'm sorry. Big games deserve big officials. And tonight, they've placed this, one of the biggest games in if not the biggest game in local schoolboy football, in the able hands of Mr. Leon Brown. And he'll be assisted by Terence McKenzie, Kmar Bailey, with Western Costly sitting in the dugout for the fourth official. Words are not enough in this build-up. Just to confirm, in purple and white,
or all
is
white?
that deliberate? The referees, I'm sure it's not. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with the production staff here. So the teams are now posing for that all-important team photograph as we look at the officials now. The JC team, first winners of the Flow Super Cup under Junior Fleming's leadership. It was Miguel Coley, the man who is in charge tonight, who was sitting in that dugout. And they celebrated like it was Christmas in that cold November evening here at Sabina Park, the cricket mecca of Jamaica. Now you're looking at the famed purples. Those boys, they attend a school. For those who do not live here in Jamaica, they attend a school just a stone's throw away from here, literally. And my co-commentator is a past student, so maybe he could give you a more definitive in terms of time or meters from here.
It's about 20 seconds maximum. If you're a sprinter like Usain Bolt, it probably takes you 5 seconds.
Well, so it's less than 200 meters. It's less than 100 meters because his world record is 958.
Less than 100 meters, Usain Bolt. He would have also been famed for his exploits. Just probably, some people say, wanting to have attended KC. But Kingston College versus Jamaica College, two of the best schoolboy football teams in Jamaica. Undoubtedly, two of the best schoolboy football teams on show here tonight. I'm expecting a fantastic affair.
So, all the talking is now over. It's about settling all arguments. Last week, for those of you who were with us, we had a chat with the Kingston College coach as the winner of that quarterfinal against Rossies. And the last question to him was, what about Kingston College at Sabina Park next week? His response was terse. I'm looking forward to it. We have a score to settle. They know we're coming for them. The moment has arrived. They have now met. And what will be the outcome? The goalkeepers are sporting contrasting colors. One in grey top with blue shorts. And as usual, I asked the question last week. Is Mr. Rodriguez only has red in his closet?
Guess red is his lucky color. The last time these two teams met, Wayne, we must remind the listeners that Jamaica College, they came out 2-0 victors. That was an important game because it was the first first trophy of the season. Jamaica College winning the Walker Cup 2-0.
The referee looked to his right, to his left, across to his assistant referee on the far side, to the one on the near side. He says, are you guys ready? I am ready. And he sends them on their way. Jamaica College in dark blue gets us on the way, and immediately they're on the attack. The man who plays on the outside left, Norman Campbell, will be tearing down this channel all night long. I can guarantee you that there's so many key players up and down the park, and it's very difficult for JC to do something tonight to surprise KC and vice versa. They know each other so well.
Comes down to a game of tactics. As was mentioned, these players know all too well about the tactics of each team, so let's see which one of the teams actually switch it up. And again, just a reminder, I said 2-0 earlier, it was 2-1.
Yes.
So the final score was 2-1 and not 2-0.
You maybe were thinking about the Manning Cup game that they played.
The Manning Cup game, the previous game, that was 2-0, but the final Walker Cup was 2-1.
Early free kick. It's gone Jamaica College's way. And it's a calm before the storm. Sabina Park, except for that drum that we are hearing far away in the background, is quiet. It won't be like this for very long. I can guarantee you that. Just a feeling out process if you like. Kingston College, though, looking to get on the score sheet first. They're famous for scoring early in games. They're looking to do the same here. Here's a chance for them. Sean Mackison, who is wearing the captain's armband tonight. And the Jamaica College defense called upon very early in the piece. Just under 2 minutes into the game, and they're called upon to make a hurried clearance from their danger area.
Number 11 player,
Ludlow Bernard.
Ludlow Bernard, the coach of Kingston College, pensive, pacing his technical area, his equal number on the opposite end. But Kingston College, again, just sending an early message to JC that it won't be business as usual.
Milton Walford, strong tackle there coming up for Norman Campbell. And that was effected there by Dwayne Atkinson. They call him Busy. I learned that last week in Mobay. Quickly taken through by Walford for JC. Campbell standing his ground as he looks for passing options. He picks out the one in the middle of the park. And that's Tajay Reynolds. Howell, the captain, Now to the talismanic player, the iconic Tyrese McGee, and the iconic in Jamaica college terms and schoolboy terms. Don't really want to blow these players out of what they are not, but at the schoolboy level, they're as big as anybody else at any other level.
Perfectly so, and we see Miguel Collier, coach of Jamaica College, shouting some instructions, telling the player to run the channels and play outside. But Tyrese McGee, you mentioned iconic status. He is iconic in Jamaica College terms, and truth be told, one of the best schoolboy footballers in the last 5 years that we've seen in Jamaica. He's standing over this one.
Small in stature, but he packs magnificent power. Look at that. It sails through the air. Didn't trouble Rodriguez in the KC goal, but just an indication of the kind of power that boy packs in that small frame of his.
Trying to send a message to the Kingston College team and goalkeeper that he's here, he means business. The last time he played, he scored 2 goals to the good. Let's see what this time around
Kingston College operating with co-captains tonight, Rashawn Mackison and Javane Brown. So if you see that both of them wearing armbands, it's because they're operating with co-captains. Brown, the regular captain. Kingston College has impressed so many people up and down the country with their sumptuous football. And they get a surface like this to play on, expect them to touch the heights tonight. JC can match or even at times surpass them. Long floating ball to Atkinson. And the early warning shots there, fired by Fabian Grant.
Interesting ball sprayed across Dwayne Atkinson on that right-hand side. He will enjoy a lot of space. A very quick player. And Fabian Grant employed in an attacking role, especially in this portion of the season. So clearly London Bernard switching things up a bit, similar to what he did last weekend. He's employing the same tactic.
Had a chat with Miguel Coley on Tuesday night, and I tell you, this man, he eats and sleeps football. He was able to tell me everything that Kingston College did in their game against Rockies. Here they come, Kingston College, right on top of the edge of the area. Atkinson looking for a shot, he gets it off. And the goalkeeper, Kari Williams, equal to the task in the JC goal.
Again, sharing of the football by Kingston College. Probably a shot could have been taken at the top of the 18-yard where Horace Ramsey had that one, but because he's a left footer, he opted for the pass. Again, a shot on target by Atkinson on this right-hand side.
Here's Ramsey. Ambitious. Maybe too ambitious.
Players wanting to get their feet in the game. A confident and comfortable youngster, Ramsey, can kick that with his left boot, similar to what Tyrese McGee can do. He's also an equally strong player with his left boot.
Tajay Reynolds, the number 6 for Jamaica College, just circling the little area, that little pocket there, as they try to work the ball out. These two teams don't know what it means to kick the football out. They're married to their passing game and will not divorce. Ball given away. Ramsey. Reed. Small frame player as well. He's taking a knock there. Free kick one just in front of the referee.
Tajay Reynolds just breaking up play. He's employed in that position to ensure whatever plays are broken up. The number 11 player coming across.
So Ramsey and Reed standing over it. Reed has walked away. Well, it was Antoinette Mullings. Antoinette Mullings was standing over it, or it is Kasim Priestley. The shot taken eventually though by Ramsey. Clearance there by Tajay Reynolds. Throw to Jamaica College over on the far side.
Again, both teams just feeling out each other. Kingston College would have probably had the better possession, camping out a little bit in JC's half, but JC responding well, doing what they're expected to do, just playing the football around and not withering to whatever pressure Kingston College is offering.
Norman Campbell looking to get on his bike, but the competent Javane Brown leaves it for goalkeeper Rodriguez, who advanced long before the ball got to the 18-yard area. And it tells you about the confidence that these players have in each other. Grant out-jumped on that occasion. by Delverone Simpson. McGee. He was left to roam in that Walker Cup final. And the KC fans were very upset. Here's a long-range effort there from a man who knows how to kick that football. And Fabian Grant scored in.
Firing shots at will. Kingston College just moving the ball around and trying to dissect the defense of Jamaica College.
Games like these fly by quickly. Just to tell you, if you're joining us for the first time, St. Elizabeth Technical trailed by 2-0 in normal time. They came back to level things up at 2-2, then went on to beat Calabar on penalties, sudden death penalties at that. And they're into the final for the first time, St. Elizabeth Technical. Here's McGee. He was anticipating a free kick one here, and he was anticipating that charge almost, if you want to call it that, from Anthony Mullins. He looked around when he was about to lay foot on ball, and he spotted Mullins, and he almost just stood his ground and allowed Mullins to run into his back.
An intelligent player, Tyree McGee, understanding where he is. His awareness on the football is impeccable, and again just winning his team a free kick, which they gave away possession, but Kingston College now gives back possession to Jamaica College.
Nine minutes gone. And we've seen some really major classic matchups between these two teams down the years. And we'd give anything tonight to see another one. It has all the makings of one. As Jamaica College plays around the football over on the far side. Sacklin Wall.
Strong, hard tackle coming in from Davian Shakes. Normally a no-nonsense defender.
It's KC's throw over on the far side.
As is customary way, most of the attacks goes down that right-hand channel for Jamaica College. Their captain Malik Howell and Tyreek McGee is deployed in that area.
Campbell in the center. High standard of kicking.
That was made possible by McGee. Slipped two defenders, passed it to his compatriot Norman Campbell, and Campbell rushed it. Was given enough space and time. Could have taken another dribble, but opted for the shot. He wanted to catch Rodriguez out of goal.
So Javane Brown, the captain, wearing a bit of kinesia tape on his right thigh. Good control by McGee. Give and go. No, that give and go wasn't completed. And Kingston College looking to take advantage of it. Atkinson dipping one way, then the next. Trying to work in tandem with Ramsey. A slip in the Jamaica College area. KC unable to take advantage. Fabian Grant arriving there. And then Priestley testing his range.
Every single player from Kingston College, midfield or otherwise, they're now testing goalkeeper Carrie Williams in goal for Jamaica College, because they understand that if they don't kick, they won't score. And it seems to me that the intention of KC is to get on the score sheet pretty early.
Or maybe they watched the howler against Dentil in Mobile last week and figured that he's suspect. All kept in skillfully by the Kingston College defense. Dribble away out of that little danger area. Reed unable to keep the ball in. He got a start last week and was substituted deep in the second half after KC had the game wrapped up. Can they afford that tonight? Or are they going to need him on the park? Because they're playing a higher, much higher quality opposition tonight. Walford, just below our commentary point. Neil Thomas, who missed a number of good goal-scoring opportunities in Mobile last week. And the number 17 looking to make amends tonight. Looking a bit busy and sprightly as well. This is Campbell coming deep to pick it up. Teams taking turn to give the ball away. Tevin Rochester who sparked so many of Jamaica College's moves in the quarterfinal. Here he is again, just slapping at the heels of Ramsey. Ramsey managing to hold it, but his captain Brown unable to keep it in, and a throw into Jamaica College.
Brown just telling his team to lift their intensity. Jamaica College matching stride for stride Kingston College's attempt at going forward.
Campbell forcing the ball all the way back to Nathan Hunter. McGee just swiveling around that little area there between the D and the middle of the park. This is Thomas. Still Thomas. Now Reed and Grant trading passes. Eventually it ends up with Walford. The game is now getting a bit tasty as the teams settle into patterns and now starting to trade attacks.
Campbell should have done better with that one. He broke up the play. Rochester broke forward as his central midfielder. Expected a good enough pass, but it was overhit by Campbell. Not as confident on the football.
Malik Howell, the number 7 and marshal of this Jamaica College team, is getting that away from the danger area, even though Kingston College retains possession. Reed. Mackinson. Reed. Goalkeeper advances. Collects well.
That one was looped enough for Cara Williams to comfortably jump and collect that one. But good 1-2 movement on that left-hand side between Mackison and Trayvon Reed. A lot of attacks are going down that left-hand channel. It seems that they've found some sort of opening. But JC is sticking to the task, defending well, making sure that this is a measured game.
Fervet opus in Campis. Work is burning in the field, the motto for the Dark Blues. And for Kingston College, possibly the most famous motto in the country. Even if you're not a KC old boy or current student, you know it. Fortis cadere cedere non potest. The brave may fall, but never yield. Thomas to Rochester. Looking for McGee. Didn't quite get to McGee because McGee is heavily policed over on the far side by Antonel Mullins. Does seem as if Mullins has the marking job on McGee. Mackison is really yet to get into this game. Normally it doesn't take him this long. But perhaps the import of the moment. Campbell. Rochester. Walford still manages to keep possession for Jamaica College. Does he get a corner? No, it's a goal kick. The last touch came off Walford, says the referee.
Excellent defending from the captain, Brown. Just watching his player, anticipating every single move and being there. That presence, that awareness. Like a true skipper, doing well. Walford not giving up, not letting up. But Brown was equal to the task.
And without any show of disrespect to any of the teams who have made it to the semi-finals of the Flow Super Cup, if you ask the man in the street, as Kingston College, Reed fires straight to the goalkeeper. If you ask every man on the street before this game, a ball was kicked in anger, he would tell you that this is the final before the final.
Certainly, these two teams deserve to actually play in a final, but...
And so too Stets.
Definitely, and Stets has shown their mettle.
Jamaica College. Campbell. Thomas giving chase, as is Walford. The latter picks it up. Rochester was calling for it just away to his right. He elected to play into the pathway and hoping that Campbell would have run onto it. Campbell did run onto it, but it was one of those surprise passes that it was almost impossible for him to get back to.
Saw the intention from Walford. trying to link up his attacker, Campbell. The number 12 and the number 11, they work well on this left side for JC, but just an overhead pass.
Priestley bundled out of the play there. They're tackling Wall. Here's McGee. Captain Howell plays in Thomas. Over on the far side, heavily policed here. Ah, brilliant feat to get away from his marker. And a free kick won by Jamaica College. Wonderfully done there by Shadil Thomas.
Excellent piece of skill, dismissing his marker Shakes, but cleared up by the number 12, Anthony Mullings, on that left-hand side.
But it's actually a corner. Thought it was a free kick because Thomas was kicked over in that little area there.
Actually a throw.
In fact, let's just go with what we see now. It's now a throw. But how did that result? From a throw because the ball went that side.
Again, we're from a very far vantage point.
Yeah, but the ball went that. I saw when the ball went behind. Well, let's get back to the live action. This is Warmford. Rochester. Cut out once again by Trey Bennett. Rochester, very strong and powerful player. Reed just picking the pocket or intercepting a ball that was intended for the captain. And now Kingston College looking to profit from it. Grant flicking the ball almost overhead, and Reed just continuing his run. And he has benefited from it. Atkinson turns brilliantly. Howell was there to save the day for JC. He needs to do it again. Well, the referee's whistle intervenes, and Jamaica College has a respite.
Interesting play between Atkinson, Mackison, Reed, and Grant, trying to get some passes in between themselves and dissect what is, as we see currently, a strong blue wall in front of them.
Walford motoring forward for JC. He has brought Campbell in. Can Campbell keep the ball in? No, he can't. It's gone behind for a goal kick to KC. But good idea from the Jamaica College team. The execution wasn't the greatest, but you can see the rationale behind that play.
Understanding the rationale, Wayne, but I'm upset with Walford because he should have gone for that shot himself. Again, you want to get your attacking players under action, but dribbling all the way, space opening up, you're all that way deep into the half of Kingston College. You're a left footer. The ball is on your left side. You should have gone for a shot there.
Atkinson in a tussle here with Walford. The smaller man comes out with the advantage via the free kick route. Just walking away from it is Trey Bennett, and he leaves it to Ramsey.
Ramsey looking to swing this one in, hopefully trying to get his captain and Mackison, either one of them, on the actual football, getting a touch to it.
Sure you all are enjoying our coverage here. Well, let's hope you are. Ramsey, clearance by JC once more.
Poor delivery by Ramsey.
Bennett. Howell, smartly, gives his players some breathing space, cool things off.
Perfectly done by Howell, understanding that there was nobody behind him, just allowed that one to go into touch.
Rochester has gone deep for it. McGee has been hugely quiet in this game, and the secret is now out. Antonel Mullings has the marking job on him.
Until McGee moves from that part of the pitch, then Mullings will always seem to be in that zone, marking him.
What, Mackison was playing? Yes, he was. He is. It's been very quiet for the 20 minutes we've played so far, the 22 minutes we've played so far. Wall. of the Sackland variety. Intelligent play there from Javane Brown, the captain. On the night, co-captain Grant. A clash of the sixes. Tajay Reynolds from JC. Spreading it wide to his captain Malik Howell. Now McGee. Wall. Rochester. JC looking menacing as they skip around the Kingston College danger area, if you like. Thomas tried that play once before, didn't come off. Here he steps in the middle, and Norman Campbell is remonstrating with Thomas. He has tried it on so many occasions, and they've not come off.
Campbell as well as Coach Coley
having a go at Chanel Thomas. Delveron Simpson with that firm, aggressive header. McGee skips away from one, trying to skip away from Grant. The referee says no, play on, continue. Nothing's wrong with that play according to the referee. They do it again, JC. Howell. Here he is again. Tyreek McGee. Campbell is the target. Trey Bennett cut that one out. Mackinson, a hat-trick scorer in Mobay. Almost at the same time last week he was in motion. Maybe he had scored 2 goals by this time last week. Chanel Thomas, looking a bit clumsy on the football field. McGee. Rochester skips to the middle of the park and looks for Captain Howell. He finds him beautifully. Right onto him was Reed, but Howell slips. Not so sure if it rained earlier today, but we've seen 1 or 2 of the players slipping over on that middle side of the field there.
End-to-end action between these two teams. It's difficult to really carve out a way because, as was mentioned, both teams understand each other so well, so every single play is being nullified by each other. Players being in positions and just understanding each play like a chess game.
Kingston College, for them, this might feel like home, as I say, they're just down the road. A good 200-meter sprint and you're at the school. Delveron Simpson brings it out for JC. McGee now looking to play the role of passer-in-chief. He's been frustrated by his marker, no question about it.
Either team just nullifying each other. Again, it allows for little to no room between any of them to make any passes. As we see McGee being frustrated by all the people who he has come in contact with, most noticeably Anthony Mullins on that left-hand side. Hasn't left him an inch.
And if you nullify McGee, you nullify a huge chunk of the Jamaica College free-flowing game, because a lot of what they do go through him. Simpson with another strong tackle. Ramsey looking for that long-range pass, which was cut out by Malik Howell. Atkinson. Now JC has the ball. Thomas kicked over in front of the referee once more. And again, referee Leon Brown says play on.
He's probably thinking that Thomas is playing too slight as a centre forward, as is the coach of Jamaica College, Miguel Coley.
McGee. McGee screaming at referee Leon Brown.
I'm thinking he's screaming at his player.
Teammate, yes. I thought he was in disagreement with what the referee did.
Screaming at his player.
Yes.
A little trigger by his opposite number, Trayvon Reed, on that side, showing him that I can do that too, McGee.
Yes. Hard clearance there by Brown. He didn't see Thomas coming. Delverone Simpson and Nathan Hunter are two powerhouses in the heart of the Jamaica College defense. They're so aggressive when they're approaching the football. A little Reed. Still Reed. Took a deflection, and the pace of the ball was taken off by that deflection, and it made life much easier for goalkeeper Kyra Williams.
Williams in goal hasn't been tested. And one of the challenges is for goalkeepers, either himself or Rodriguez. If you've not been tested in games like these, then you may have a challenge. That one ball that comes to you, it may be difficult to deal with.
And because we broadcast to such a wide audience and out of country, we just like to put things in perspective for those who are not here. It's a strong possibility, Owen, as you already know, that these two teams could meet yet again in another crucial final.
Fourth time around, possibly. This is the third time, and there may be a possibility that can meet a fourth time.
They have split the first two meetings. The winner tonight will take the lead again. Kyra Williams. We're approaching the half-hour mark in this game already. It was just a short time ago I watched Jamaica College warming up over on the far side and Kingston College just making their way into the venue. All of a sudden we have played 30 minutes almost in this game. Mackison needs to come alive. So the key men in this game have been kept relatively quiet. Messrs. McGee and Mackison. Here's McGee, right on cue. Twisting and turning. Mullins right beside him, sticking to him like white to rice. Here's Grant. Holding up the ball, making sure he picks out the right pass. Has he done so with Reed? Reed picks out Atkinson. Teeing it up for Grant. Players slipping all over the park. There you go again. Some soft spots out there, Owen, clearly.
Certainly the moisture coming on the park, and even though the pitch is flat, it allows some of the players to be slipping and probably underfooting. The conditions, the type of footwear that they're in may not necessarily be the most conducive to this type of football park, but nonetheless it's a good one. As you can see, a slide challenge coming in from the number 8 player, Tevin Rochester.
And you're not in our picture, but I can tell you, Miguel Coley had an almighty go at Sacklin Wall. He gave him a heavy mouthing a while ago.
Telling his team to pretty much wake up. He's been telling them that.
Rodriguez has not touched this ball in a while. Here's Reed. Looking to kickstart this latest KC foray into the JC area. And Captain Howell standing in the way.
Strong defensive work from Rochester, just doing what he needs to do.
McGee. Getting some help here from Taji Reynolds. McGee, nowhere to go. Everywhere he looks, in close proximity, they're white shirts. And because of that, the ball was given away. He was forced into that error. The Kingston College players, so far, they have him worked out. Ramsey. Grant. He packs a powerful kick in that right foot of his. Charged down there on that occasion by Nathan Hunter.
Tried to go for the curler instead, but was watched all the way and blocked. Again, each team just nullifying each other. Nothing really separating both teams so far.
And would you believe it? Tyrese Locke has been warmed up for Jamaica College.
The defender, the number 3, wasn't happy with what he saw in Delverone, and he's been talking to him consistently, Coach Coley. So probably our strategy is just to have your opposite number warm up. That will send a message to you, Wayne.
Certainly. Ramsey. Twisting and turning. No one in close proximity. So, took his own little time and picked out Trey Bennett. But that pass from Rashawn Mackison was just too much to ask of Atkinson.
Difficult for Atkinson. Even though he's a speedy player down this right-hand side, it was an overhit pass by Mackison. He now needs to wake up and get himself in the contest. Haven't seen much of him for 33 minutes, but we understand that he's a big-time footballer, and generally in these games, as we saw with Demar James, they pop up when it matters most.
Jamaica College shading the possession. 52% to 48. Here's Kingston College. Grant on top of the area, twisting. A chance for Casey to take the lead, and they do! Fabian Grant, finally! The Purples from North Street are celebrating over on the far side. Make no mistake, they're wearing full white tonight, but they're just as deadly. They lead by a goal to nil in minute 35.
Fabian Grant rewarding Coach Bernard for a starting spot. He hasn't been playing the typical football that we're accustomed to seeing him play, but tonight he has come up plumps, turning his defender and slotting home brilliantly with his left boot, doing what he's supposed to do. Again, in that position, we spoke of Mackison and how important he is. That pass essentially broke the entire defense free. Just one touch, and again, Fabian Grant with his composure ensure that Kingston College is now 1-0 up.
Jose Mourinho says when Romelu Lukaku doesn't score, he could still be the best player on the field, simply because if he's locked out by the defenders, he does the next best thing, and that's link up well with the players around him, and that's what Rashawn Mackison did just now.
We spoke that he needed to get in on the action, and essentially what we saw was Mackison playing provider, being that number 10 player, just laying it off and ensuring that he linked up well, and it was decisive.
Here's the goal scorer. Had a below par game in Mobay. Tonight though, is looked a player transformed, a player reborn, and a player on the score sheet.
Confidence built, and goals like these will give you that. Fabian Grant, we know how comfortable and competent he is.
Kingston College, they look up for this one tonight. And what's impressive about these two teams, they're extremely fit. You're not going to see them, the intensity dip tonight. Not at all. At least not when they meet. Here's a goal scorer, Grant. No doubt we'll be looking for a second. Still Grant. Tees it up. A header! Oh! Atkinson. Inches of putting Kingston College 2-0 up.
Confidence growing as you see again Fabian Grant going down that left-hand channel, dicing inside, passing it off to Mackison. Probably that's a skewed effort. He wanted to just guide it past goalkeeper, but Atkinson getting a second chance. Just a misdirected header. Probably didn't expect the ball to fall to him, but should have done better in that position.
Thomas unable to keep it in.
Cheers getting louder here at Sabina Park. The noise, decibels raising minute by minute.
They've certainly gone up a few notches And no prize for telling you which side of the stadium is making that noise. Kingston College, they were huffing and puffing eventually. The house was ripped apart, and it was ripped apart by one Fabian Grant. He knows how to score against Jamaica College. The Walker Cup final last year, he provided a peach of a goal. And tonight at Sabina Park, not as impressive in terms of the quality of the goal, but I suppose they worth the same in gold. So Jamaica College will now have to chase the game. Not many games over their long, impressive run in schoolboy football here in Jamaica. They've had to come from behind. They did it quite a few times this season, though. Trailed against Mona, trailed against Stats, trailed against Bridgeport, trailed against the same Kingston College. So they have trailed 1 or 2 times this season, but it's not something that they're used to. Look at McGee.
Down but not out, Dwayne.
He cuts a frustrated figure.
Excellent defending by Anthony Mullins on that far left-hand side, putting in a very good shift. The custodian, that left-footed player. And Genie's team up, understanding as well that this may possibly be the biggest game of his career.
Kingston College got to this stage of the competition last year, and they were beaten at the same venue by
potential winners,
the champions, the team that went on to win the title. Jamaica College lost out in the first round to Clarendon College. Goal from Creighton Charlton that shook the very foundation of Old Hope Road. And they're back again this year, looking to make it right. They know what it is to lay hands on the Flow Cup. Nothing new to them. And they'll want that feeling once again. So the first yellow card of the game. Who is the referee calling?
Comes out to Trey Bennett.
Calls Trey Bennett.
Just making amends for what his fellow teammate did, a wayward pass by Atkinson, but Trey Bennett not allowing Sacklane Wall any inch closer to his goal, just pulling him down. That's what you probably call a professional foul, taking one for the team. McGee stands over this one. He looks to serve up a decider.
4 Jamaica College, 5 Jamaica College players just on the line, the 18-yard area. The Kingston College defenders pulling them out. Now they all disperse, and the KC crowd is booing Tariq McGee. He is the box office player in Manning Cup football, let's put it there.
Heights of frustration. Under no circumstances you'd want to see your number 10 player hitting one from that distance, that acute of an angle, going direct at goal. But that sums up his first half so far, because he's been outmarked, outmaneuvered, and outmuscled.
Kingston College has so many weapons, so many attacking weapons. Grant can score, Reed can score, Mackison can score, Atkinson can score. Those are 4 certain goal scorers, and I suppose if you search you find more, and that is what possibly could make the difference tonight, because of the, Mackison not playing his normal usual game, but then they found a goal from another avenue. And that could be one of the problems Jamaica College is facing, because McGee is almost always popping up in these key games to deliver for them.
If it's not for McGee, then chances are there's no one else to really deliver the goods. While KC has a number of players, both on the park and off the park, that can come in and deliver.
And we're talking specifically about big games, crunch games. Because against the smaller teams, they can find goal scorers from everywhere. But in crunch games like these, when they're very small margins, they don't show too many goal scorers. Here's Reed. The KC faithful, they're calling for a penalty. They were never going to get that one. Not today, not tomorrow. Cowell, the JC captain. We're just about 2 minutes away, 2.5 minutes away, plus added time from half-time. Rochester. Jamaica College needs some inspiration from somewhere, from someone. Kingston College. Reed delaying the pass. Bennett. Ramsey. Grant looked right behind him. He spotted Norman Campbell in his rear view. Thus he was able to protect the ball as impressively as he did. Campbell now operating on the right. So Miguel Coley has shaken things up. He's asked clearly Sacklin Wall to be operating here on the left side, and he's throwing Norman Campbell over on the far side. Playing out the last remaining minutes of this first half with Jamaica College in possession. The referee turned to his assistant referee, and I could almost certainly say he showed 1 minute. Ramsey. We're not yet in that minute. We're still in normal first half time.
Kingston College just spraying the passes around, just ensuring that they wear this JC team all the way down to the final minute.
Mackison offside. Flag went up almost immediately the ball was played. Reynolds. Walford. Simpson. Hunter. Rochester takes it up. They inch closer to the KC area. McGee, a forgettable first half for him. Does he have one last bit of magic in this half? No. Reed asking Grant to run onto this one, unable to keep it in. In fact, it's a JC throw, and we're now into that 1 minute of added time.
Excellent work by Tajir Reynolds, just tracking with his opposite number 6 player, Fabian Grant, just to ensure that nothing really comes from that attack.
Maybe the last real opportunity to go forward for Jamaica College, possibly for either team in this half. No, the Kingston College player just looking to see if he kept it in, and he did. And that's the man who did the wonderful marking job on McGee so far in this game, Anthony Mullings. The whistle will come anytime now. The whistle has come, and the referee Leon Brown says, I've seen enough of the first 45 minutes, or 45 minutes in which Kingston College will go back to their dressing room, deserved leaders of this game. Trayvon Reed played a very, very good game so far in the first 45 minutes for Kingston College. And they're happy about life at the moment. In the meantime, Tariq McGee has gone over to the officials. Not sure what his complaint is about. Not sure if he's in his right to do so. I suppose whatever his complaints, he would have to make it to his captain, and then the captain go across to have a chat with the referee. But it's halftime in this game, and it's Kingston College who are leading this game by a goal to nil. And the players are having a chat amongst themselves as we look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes as referee Leon Brown got the game going. Kingston College showed first, and that was a shot from Atkinson, well held by the goalkeeper. A little live wire. Norman Campbell testing his range, that sailed high over the bar. Kingston College. As Captain Javane Brown taking a knock to the left shoulder while Reed continues to probe. Here's Grant twisting and turning and finally finding the Jamaica College cage. The difference so far between the teams tonight, and those are the happy supporters wearing purple and white and those in multicolored amongst them as Grant produced a celebration to match. His teammates joining him, and he went for a second. Kingston College coming perilously close there. Header from Atkinson that could easily have seen them gone 2-0 up. And that's all she wrote, says referee Leon. As we look at the halftime statistic, the most important of which is the top line. But as we look at the possession percentage, Jamaica College edged it. Shots on target, it was all Kingston College. Shots off target, KC leading in that one as well. And there were 13 fouls in total. Kingston College judged to be the more aggressive, and the only yellow card on the night has gone to Antonell Mullins. So, that's that for the first half of the second semi-final. They're playing to face St. Elizabeth Technical in the Flow Super Cup final. So we're going to go for a break. When we come back, we'll continue our look back at the first 45 minutes in semi-final 2.
Hi, I'm Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes! There is ice in those veins!
He's a special player. He's a real red. This guy will decorate the Premier League.
It is Bruno Fernandes!
Download the FlowSports app to watch the Premier League on Rutch.
On the FlowSports app, you choose what you watch. Download now.
Alrighty then, thank you very much. And there's a cutaway of the crowd. It is a bumper crowd here at Sabina Park. And as you see the scoreline there, Kingston College leading by 1-0. The second half shall be even more exciting. But right now with us we have Michaela Francis, brand marketing manager of Coca-Cola Brands. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Orville.
All right, great. Now, I suppose the first question I'm asking is, how are you enjoying the whole atmosphere?
Boy, nerves and excitement turned up. Lots of vibe down here.
Certainly is. Why has Coca-Cola decided to partner with the Flow Super Cup?
Well, Coca-Cola has been committed to sports for many, many years. In fact, particularly football. You know, we have major partnerships with the FIFA. And we have sponsored so many programs and so many teams globally. And of course, Jamaica is no different, you know.
Right.
Being able to participate in this way with Flow Super Cup means everything to us.
All right, what is it that the fans of Coca-Cola can expect at these games?
Well, we have lots happening here. Well, we have the Coca-Cola Score a Goal competition where if you go on field halftime and you participate, once you score that goal, you have the chance to win a really cool Coca-Cola Bluetooth headphones.
Okay,
courtesy
great.
of us, of course.
All right, the big final is next week. What are there any special plans for Coca-Cola and the many people who consume your product for the big finale?
Certainly. So as the presenting partners for Flow Super Cup this year, Coca-Cola is not only about football, but we're about Christmas, and we believe in sharing and exciting our fans and engaging them in a very special way. As we close out the Super Cup season, we welcome the Christmas season, so we're inviting fans to come out and look out for us. We can't tell you all that we have in store, but we will be making the season very bright for everyone.
Indeed. I'm going to ask you the last question. Kingston College is leading by 1-0. Tell me if Kingston College or JC will win. I know you might tell me that you're not that big into football, but sometimes beginner's intuition is key. So KC or JC?
Oh boy, Orville, you know, as a Coca-Cola brand marketing person, I really can't say. I think the better team will win.
All right, good. All right, thank you very much, Michaela Francis, brand manager at Coca-Cola. Good to have you as part of our show.
Thanks for having me as well.
All right, well, lots and lots of things happening here. There you see Miguel Coley having the last-minute pep talk with his team. Coley as studious as ever, and the Jamaica College team looking fairly pensive. And there is a shot of the crowd there, people relaxing for what should turn out to be a very, very exciting second half. It has been as interesting a football game as we've had all season. I'll tell you something, Owen Hill, who slips into the analyst chair. We sometimes take what these schoolboys are doing for granted. I'm looking at the game and I'm saying this is a high quality football game, but the Stets has already made their way to the final. Take us through which of the two teams are likely to get there. What have they done so far?
Well, based on what we've seen, Calabar, they would have been playing high quality football like you mentioned. They got by Clarendon College, but then they met up into St. Elizabeth Technical, who got the better of Stats. Stets got the better of Calabar today, but then we look at the goal.
Yes.
Brilliant work by Fabian Grant, being employed in a false number 9 role. Sliced and diced the defenders and then slotting home perfectly with a good left-footed ground, and that's what you want to see from your big-time players. So Markison pretty much was out of the game for about 40 minutes, but then linked up well with Fabian Grant, and that sort of combination allowed for KC to be 1-0 up.
We don't often give coaches the kind of credit it deserves. I remember I saw you at Stadium East one day and I said, this Fabian Grant needs to get involved more in the game. And then on our right to Mabay, for last week, you said, don't be surprised if he goes up front. Looks like you're a prophet. He certainly played up front when I didn't think that maybe that would be the ideal role for him. But congrats to Coach Bernard. He put him up front and he has certainly made it count. Strategically,
Coach Bernard must be given all the props because he understands that Miguel Coley is also a tactician, because what JC did was to nullify a lot of the attacks provided by KC. So instead of having Markison all the way up top by himself, isolated, he now employed Fabian Grant in that false 9 role and linking up with Markison. I think it would work perfectly well with the two wide players, Reed and Atkinson, chipping in ever so often, and I think it's causing a lot of problems for GSC and their defensive setup.
Jamaica College will come back. There's no way that they are not going to be formulating plans, even as we speak, to come back from this 1-0 lead at halftime. What exactly do you expect from Coley? And I suppose what is it that you also expect from Ludlow Bernard and Casey?
Well, as you said, Miguel Coley is a tactician. So, I mean, even in the halftime break, he had his clipboard looking at it and pretty much pointing out strategies to his team. What he has been doing is employing two wide players and a central striker. Shaniel Thomas hasn't been delivering the goods, so he's now switching him out. McGee hasn't had the best of games so far, so I think more players will be designed around McGee. Now, moving out from this right-hand position and being employed in a free role, getting that range to go all over the football park and do what he does best. He's a magician with the ball at his feet, and that's exactly what the players are going to be designed around. So if you're Ludlow Bernard, you should be thinking, how can I ensure that I get a second goal in order to solidify what I have, because JC will be coming out for the next 20 minutes very, very hard. As you can see in the camp,
right.
A lot of frustration and complaining between
a very animated McGee, who was seen talking to the referees at halftime. You don't often see a player while the halftime whistle goes and he's walking over the officials, having a word or two with the officials. But I like to see that. It means that they are highly passionate about this, but maybe Coley just probably need to calm them down a little bit. But I certainly like what I'm seeing.
Fired up, definitely.
Yes.
And that's what you want to see from schoolboys, especially when you represent either Kingston College or Jamaica College. When you play these games, it means more than just to you. For the entire fans here, they're here to support. So I think Maggie is fired up for that. He wants to play well, but he's heavily policed, marked defensively by the entire left side of the defense for KC. So he wants to break free and obviously wants to have that game that he's
there he is complaining again. Wonder what this could be about.
It seems like there's some internal squabble between himself and Rochester. Rochester is normally the link-up player in the middle of the park for JC, but Maggie hasn't been getting any of these balls, so obviously it's going to be a difficulty for him, and he's complaining.
He's complaining bitterly, and you see Ian Forbes getting involved. We're not seeing Coach Miguel Coley at the moment, so I wonder what the talismanic Maggie could be so unhappy about. Doesn't seem to be too happy with everybody, including the coach. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but he certainly needs to calm down. He's the JC top player, and you wouldn't want him to go back into the second half in that kind of mood.
Well, that's what happened, Orville. When you tend to play big games and you're being marked out, then obviously you're going to get frustrated. We saw a little bit of frustration in Markison early on, but he just fell back and got more mature in his game and then linked up the players. So obviously it's working for KC. JC now needs to sort themselves out.
All right, so it's 1-0. Kingston College leads at halftime. We're about to start the second half. And without further ado, we throw upstairs to Wayne Walker, and Owen Hill will join him pretty soon.
So, the second half is on its way. The officials converge in the middle of the park, and they're getting ready to get this thing going once more. So, the Jamaica College team, recrimination, and they're having a big chat about what happened in the first half, and I'm sure by the time they get back into the flow, things will be okay, or so they hope. So we're waiting on the teams to make their way back onto the field. The Jamaica College team taking its own little time to get back onto the field. The referee, Leon Brown, just making sure that he's got everything under control. And the Kingston College will get us on the way. Ramsey and Mackison standing over the ball. Now we are on the way for the second half. Ramsey. There's Reed. He's trying to skip away from too many players. There were 3 players around him. And shortly, Jamaica College will be taking off Sacklin Wall. And Gavin Thorpe, who scored in Mobile last week, will have an opportunity to have a go at it. So the change will be effected anytime now. And the coach, Miguel Coley, was not happy with Sacklin Wall from in the first half, and he has decided to give last week's goal scorer Gavin Thorpe an opportunity to see if he could bring JC back into this game. Owen Hill has rejoined us in the commentary position.
Player to Sacklin Wall, so he's going to challenge the midfielders of Kingston College, Priestley to be exact. And now he's going to be that centre forward that gives the defenders a lot of trouble because of his strength and size.
Bit of ice being applied to the back of the head of one of the KC players. It looks like Trayvon Reed.
Went down from a heavy challenge.
He's good again and making his way back. That's Trayvon Reed making his way back onto the field of play in short staff. In the meantime, his team, Kingston College, goes on another of its attacking movement. This is the goal scorer, the man who has provided the pivotal moments in this game, Fabian Grant. Many people were expecting him to be a top man for KC this season, and so far is building into a nice season, a national player as well. Here's Kingston College looking for a second goal, and Reed almost immediately is back on the field. He's back in the action as well.
Brilliant cross from the number 12 player, Anthony Mullins, just whipping that one, linking up with Trayvon Reed down this left-hand side, but again, just nobody on the end of it. Atkinson really wasn't a direct shot on goal. It just fell to him and he just put his body in it.
Here's the captain, Malik Howell. Normal service has resumed. Anthony Mullins, he has a specific job tonight.
Heavy policing.
And is he doing it well? No, he's not. He's doing it excellently. Brown, the captain, also playing a steady game tonight for Kingston College. It's very difficult to find a KC player tonight who is not touching the heights. They're all playing well. He needs to now start to play well as well. And a pushed over in the area from Shaniel Thomas, pushing over at Kingston. Free kick for Kingston College all day, every day.
Questionable change by Miguel Coley. I thought that Sakleen Wall was doing a good job at the top. Linking up players, probably more so. Shaniel Thomas wasn't doing the selected job. However, I'm no coach. And he understands his team. He clearly would have strategized for the second half. But from a JC standpoint, based on what we saw in the first half, Shaniel Thomas needs to step up if they are expected to get anything from this game.
Kingston College charging towards the JC 18-yard area again. They've got a resulting corner kick to be struck from the far side.
Speed and precision all the way from this right side. Kingston College making every attempt at just pushing forward, looking for that second goal.
The white shirts are dominating the 18-yard area. Well, not quite. The blue shirts are back in numbers as well. A chance. Oh! It's in the back of the net. And Kingston College have gone further ahead.
That second goal, a whipped-in cross from Horace Ramsey. Got a slight touch, but fell in the back of the net, and clearly none of the players owning, but it's between Priestley and Ramsey as this replay show. That slight touch, whipped in, well delivered, comfortably. Oh, it's actually a touch off the JC defender, Walford, the number 12 player. And his team is now down 2-0.
Will it go down as an own goal?
Well, it should.
5 minutes into the second half, and Kingston College have increased their lead and looking further still to add more or pile more misery on Jamaica College. Totally different Jamaica College team than the one that played in the Walker Cup final. They flew out of the dark blue block in a flash, and by you know it, Kingston College was down 2-0 at halftime. They tried to come back in the second half, and tried as they may, JC held on to win that trophy tonight. It's a totally different story. It's Kingston College who is asking all the questions and pretty much running the show here tonight. Throwing to the famed the Purples, operating in full white tonight. Throw there, Antonel Mullings must be given a huge chunk of credit. Tonight he has kept schoolboy football's most tricky player and probably most influential player in terms of his impact on teams quiet, literally quiet, having them cursing amongst themselves well into the halftime break and even at the resumption. Here's Norman Campbell trying to spark the JC team into life. It's going to need a lot more than that. They're trailing by 2-0, and their chances of finding a spot in the final of the Flow Super Cup is withering away by the seconds. Still though, lots of football still to be played. Here's Mullings. Top job tonight. And for once, he leaves McGee. Let's see what McGee will do. Campbell. This is Thomas. He needs to give Jamaica College a big game. Gives the ball away again. Davian Shakes. Robbed in the middle of the park. Kingston College stream menacingly forward. Lots of space in front of Reed. He can dip one way then the next, or he can take it alone and invite the tackle. He did neither. And some very good work there from Nathan Hunter in the JC defense.
Saw what Trayvon Reed was trying to do. He was trying to shimmy the player. Should have gotten something out of that one. Probably a shot on goal or something, but not necessarily a corner from that advantage that was played. Good work by Ramsey in the middle of the park. He's been one of the standout players at Kingston College, just holding his own, coming in that zone and just spraying passes himself and the 21, Kasim Priestley.
Corner, turned in by Priestley, right on cue. But behind for a goal kick to Jamaica College.
Both players have been having monstrous games. Last game they played well. Today they showed up again and paying dividends to London Bernard and his tactics. He didn't shift a beat with this team.
I put it to you, Jamaica College will probably have to play the best second half that they have played this season if they're going to beat Kingston College tonight. The Kingston College team is running the show. They're doing most things right tonight. This man, though, can do that, of which I ask. His first shot after 53 minutes of football on target, and he's their prime, their box office man, their blue chip man.
Rodriguez answering well to whatever McGee would have asked of him. Dangerous way to concede a free kick.
And it puts into perspective what we've been talking about this Jamaica College and the lackluster way they are going about business tonight. The free kick was won and they just turned with heads down in the ground. No urgency, no running back to try to prepare for it.
Talk about Ramsey and his strength from dead ball situation. Normally when he gets these, he's a free kick specialist. Excellent player.
This is right within Horace Ramsey's range. And he stands menacingly behind it. The referee just telling the Jamaica College players, stand 10 yards away, don't worry about it. The kick will not be taken until I use my whistle. Now Ramsey steps up, he gets it over the wall. But unfortunately for him, over the bar as well.
Got it over the wall, couldn't get it under the bar. Did well to get it up and over, but just didn't dip in time.
Not many teams this season can come from 2-0 down against KC to win a football match. If there's one team that can do it, it is Jamaica College. Saying it is one. They just have to do it.
We saw 2-0 comeback earlier this afternoon between Stets and Calabar. Does JC have the necessary firepower? Does JC have the skill sets? Does JC have the will?
This may be a rhetorical question, Owen, but do you think the JC performance we're seeing tonight comes down to one man, Antonel Mullings?
Certainly comes down to him. I think he has had a masterful game on this left side. He has kept the main man at bay.
Mackinson, he has been quiet as well. He lets fly under pressure. Still didn't settle himself to get a full-fledged shot on goal. But that in itself sums up the kind of night he's having as well. Anything he gets a chance to shoot at, he will, because he's been having an awful night tonight, Rashawn Mackinson. Yes, he provided the pass that led to the goal, but outside of that, precious little from him tonight.
Again, not the type of performance he's accustomed to having or seeing himself have, but he hopefully, from a coach's standpoint, will understand his importance in the contest and gets his head in the game, because he's an important figure in this Kingston College team. They need to understand as well that JC won't let up, and one goal will get them back in the contest.
Campbell won't beat Rodriguez with that one.
Low grounder, tried to go to the left of the goalkeeper, but there was a miscued effort. Good intention, pass played out by McGee. He's the deciding factor in this JC team. Whenever he plays well, the team plays well. Whenever he plays off, the team is off. And tonight, so far, 57 minutes plus, he's been off.
Nothing going JC's way tonight. Gavin Thorpe on that occasion looking for a free kick. The referee says play on. And Kingston College takes the ball and move forward. Reed using Mullings as a decoy to cut in the middle. And suddenly, the Kingston College players are just stroking the ball around. They're leading by 2-0. We're approaching the hour mark. And the clock is not JC's friend at the moment. The harder it gets, the more the minutes tick away. Rochester unable to keep that one in. This has been a good performance from Kingston College tonight. Ball going high into the night sky. Delverone Simpson. The only team in schoolboy football this season that can still win all 4 trophies. But they need to get it right and get it right quickly. Not only is Mullings doing an absolutely wonderful marking job on McGee, but it's getting under McGee's skin. He's becoming frustrated and he is flashing out, and his body language is sulking because he's not having things the way he normally would.
Excellent work by Mullings again, just not letting up. Knowing that McGee is a very good player, but still just sticking to the task.
Here is Kingston College again, almost always on the football. Reed, can he keep this one in? No, can't.
Intentional by Ramsey, just taking some weight from that pass and hoping that he would have connected with his wingman.
JC charging down the channel. Campbell crowded out by the KC defense. Mackinson, the only man not behind the ball for KC, and JC trying to prize their way through this almost impregnable KC defense. That's what it's looking like tonight. Here is your goal scorer. Well, one of them. KC has gone further ahead via an own goal.
Scuffle, players, coaches.
It takes nothing to tick these 2 teams off. Absolutely nothing. It's always on the bubble with these 2 teams. And just now, we're seeing Nathan Hunter in the middle of this. And Reed is also a part of this flare-up. First flashpoint of the game, right on the hour mark. And referee Leon Brown is trying to sort things out with the assistant of his assistants. And they should get this one back to normal in short order. Ian Forbes, the manager, in the white cap there for JC. He's out there as well. The players have utmost respect for him. And the fans just looking, wondering what's going on. Are we going to spoil what has been a good game so far?
Ludler Bernard just showing his team that he's in it as well. He wants to win this contest.
Ewan Scott, who is in charge of this game, and he's trying to bring things under control, get things in order. Of course, the Flow representative, Stephen Miller, is also in close proximity. McGee and Reed having a chat about it. And JC and the Kingston College substitutes are having a laugh about it. So they'll tell you at the end of the day, it's football. We've seen this all the time. The important thing is to get back to playing. Now the referee is having a chat with a player who is going to give a yellow card, who is not even on the field. And we want to see that number because he's already cautioned before coming onto the field.
That's the number 8 player, Renato Campbell.
So if he comes onto the field, he'll be coming onto the field, a man with a caution beside his name. He's seeing the funny side of it, or is he embarrassed?
Probably a bit of both. Normally a starter was benched for this contest, and his team is up 2 goals to the good. Probably not a happy camper.
Minutes are ticking away. Delverone Simpson giving the ball away again. Mullings, the tormentor in chief tonight. Here's Campbell in the center of the field. He brings Rochester into the play with him. Rochester will go for a long-range effort. That's a desperate effort. And he was stretching, his head wasn't over the ball, and it was going nowhere and getting there fast.
Not a good kick by Rochester, not his favoured peg either. Generally uses his left foot to good effect, but was stretching all the way, and now we see Kingston College making their first substitution, the number 20 player coming in, Shamar Bloomfield, and the number 3 player coming off, Dwayne Atkinson.
And this was the substitution that was made last week in Mobay. The last time we saw Bloomfield on the field, he was scoring for Kingston College and really coming on and being a real influence against the Russies last week in Mobay.
Being rewarded for another top performance last week. Bloomfield coming on, going on that left-hand side. Last week, he came on and within seconds found the back of the net. Let's see if he has the same fate this evening.
Stets laying in wait. They are already into the final. They beat Calabar in sudden death penalty in semi-final 1 after 2-2 at the end of regular time. Mind you, no extra time. At the moment, it doesn't seem as if we're heading anywhere near there, but we did say it in the same game, in the first game as well, when Calabar led by 2-0, and we ended up there. Here's McGee and Mullings as well. Now, you can't call McGee without calling Mullings. They're almost like twins now.
Heavily policed by Mullings. Mullings actually liking the job of marking McGee. If you can say that you've marked out one of the top players of the schoolboy football season, then you'd have done a good job.
Rodriguez, ball falls, a chance for JC, comes up across the frame, and the goalkeeper falls down on it. Tumbling over there was Malik Howell, the captain as well, and the referee is going right in the midst of it. He's dipping for his pocket, is he?
Certainly.
Did something take place after the ball was under the body of the goalkeeper? We don't know. It almost seems as if the referee was dipping for his pocket. Let's see them sort this one out, because he ran onto the scene of the crime as if something dangerous had happened. Let's see how this plays out.
A beautiful ball whipped in. Anthony Mullins just clipping it, and goalkeeper Rodriguez probably could have asked for a foul there and then gathering it, but Howell just running in and diving in on the goalkeeper. I think that's what caused the Kingston College players to get angry.
Was the ball dead, or was it still alive when Howell got there?
It seems as if it was dead. Keeper was comfortable on it. But again, good sense prevailed. So far, referee Leon Brown would have been doing a very good job, because marshalling these two teams and the energies between them, it's no easy task.
Priestley giving Grant a sprinting job, which he was unable to do effectively. Here's Campbell breaking away, a chance for Jamaica. Collins to go 2-1. No! They're foiled by Rodriguez. That one had 2-1 written all over it. How did he keep that one out?
GSC on the counter, pushing.
This is Rochester, back to goal. Walford. A long loping step, kicked over on the edge of the box. A free kick today, tomorrow, every day of the week. JC has suddenly found new life.
The boys from Old Hope Road, as they have upped the ante. They understand that their season is coming to a close in the Super Cup. They're down 2 goals to the good. Shaniel Thomas should have done better with that one, but blocked off the line, and now McGee stands over it. Can either deliver it dangerously in that area. He has a curler, can whip it, can cause some problems for Rodriguez and company in defense for Kingston College. Let's see how they handle this one.
A free kick from an acute angle. Let's see how McGee what he does with this one. Will he go for a direct shot? That's what he did. That's what he did, you know. And it's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. When you have the skills of Tyreek McGee, it's possible. Impossible is nothing.
And he forced the save out of the goalkeeper. I just thought that's what he was going to do, because it was almost impossible to do anything else if you're going to be effective based on the angle from where the shot was taken. And he has run across to take the corner himself.
Now looking to whip this one in.
Howell, overhead kick.
And guess who was there to stop that one? Anthony Mullins. Whipped at the near post. Mullins was there, equal to the task.
The tormentor in chief.
He's been having a brilliant game so far, and we can't overemphasize how well he's been performing.
Walford forced back into his own, further up his own area. Here they come again, Kingston College. Free kick. Very easy call for referee Leon Brown. It happened right under his nose. Quickly taken. Reed cuts away from the goalkeeper. Ah! Perilously close. He had to get that shot off the moment he beat the goalkeeper, because the defenders were bearing down on him, and the rush to get that one off. He miscued the ball.
Cheeky pass from Ramsey again, linking up well. Trayvon Reed did well, had a beautiful run behind the defenders, but just that final product was missing, lacking, but the intention was there, and Kingston College riding high.
Under 20 minutes to save their Super Cup season, Jamaica College. A brand new trophy on offer this season. Free kick to JC. They've committed bodies forward. 6 players in blue shirts occupying the 18-yard area as Norman Campbell gets ready to float this one in. Rodriguez directing traffic in that crucial area. Will it flow? Yeah. Well, he had to punch it. A double-fisted punch by Rodriguez. KC still not yet getting the ball away from their danger area. Now they can. In fact, they can launch a counter-attack. And it's McGee who's chasing back. Reed. Still Reed. Mackinson. They're not working together. The front line there for KC.
Not linking up well. I'm sure the KC players would have wanted that back.
Here's KC. Ramsey trying to turn on the style. Reed and Mackinson offside themselves. The assistant referee on the far side.
Players now enjoying themselves. Horace Ramsey being that boss in the middle of the park, twisting and turning. He's having a game.
Grant. Mackinson. Goalkeeper. Kari Williams. Easy take for him. McGee. Now to Rochester. Rochester having time even to beckon to Norman Campbell to get himself in a good position to accept the football. And the attack continues for JC, courtesy of Walford. Campbell takes over the shift.
Excellent coverage by Shakes. Both of them linking well. Bloomfield coming on and doing some strong defensive work.
Clearance by Brown, the captain. Mackinson. I wonder if a goal is in the game for him.
Being crowded out all game long, but still just trying to stay in the contest. Similarly to what we're seeing with Tyreek McGee. Mackison is having one of those games where he's been frustrated.
And Norman Campbell taking the ball out of that crowded area. Jamaica College making another substitution. Devoy Daly will be summoned to duty. In the meantime, Rochester and McGee linking up well. Norman Campbell a part of that as well. Chanel Thomas just pushing over Anthony Mullings.
Going all the way through the players back. Positionally aware, Anthony Mullings again being in that right place at the right time. He's having a boss of a game on this left side. McGee just trying to link up with Thomas, but Thomas just not having that game that you expect the centre forward or a attacking player to be having.
Mackie playing in Reed. He's policed though by the JC captain Malik Howell. Now it's McGee coming deep to collect. Bloomfield, the substitute, did the very same thing last week in Mopé. Came on and excited the crowd. Just now unable to keep it in. Throw over the far side to JC.
On that far side, Bloomfield just putting in a heavy shift. You see another substitution now being made by Jamaica College.
Devoy Daly. Devoy Daly coming on.
Daly. Devoy
And
Daly.
Nathan Hunter is the player there. Well, Hunter is limping. So, let's see. Have they got their numbers mixed up? It seems so. Because Hunter is almost off the field, only to be told that he must turn back. So who is Daly going to replace?
Number 4 player, Delveron Simpson.
Delveron Simpson is the player to make way. And he's exiting the field over on the far side, just not to hold up the time. And now, Daly is on.
So that's Devoy Daly, the number 15 player for Jamaica College, entering the park. Another midfielder. So we see the strategy of Jamaica College now shifting. They're down 2 goals to the good. Behind the 8 ball, they're now employing some attacking players, pulling some defensive players, and going for some attacking players.
Throw to Kingston College, and they've taken a day to get over here. This is Mullings. Ramsey, an almighty tussle there with the 2 Jamaica College players, Howell and Rochester. In the end, he was bundled out of it. Reynolds. If KC should go on to win this game tonight, it would feel like they've won the Super Cup. That's how victory over Jamaica College would feel, and vice versa. Such is the rivalry. This is McGee. Good control. The end product was disappointing.
Sums up his night, sums up the entire GSE performance. That ball was played sumptuously to him over the top. A player of McGee's quality should have done way, way better with that one. Albeit left-footed, but the ball was played to him. Should have either gone direct on goal or passed back that one to an unrushing player, but he went for the side netting essentially.
Another substitution here by Kingston College. And they're bringing on their number 7 man, Omar Thompson. And Trayvon Reed will be the player substituted. Good shift from Trayvon.
Excellent shift by the number 11 player. Impact player normally comes off the bench, but was trusted with the responsibility of starting and running at the defenders from Jamaica College. Definitely doing what he's supposed to do. Still earning himself a yellow card though.
Yes, gets a congratulatory hug there, Trevon.
It's taking too long to come off the park. Clearly Leon Brown thought he was trying to waste more time than necessary. So Reed getting himself in the book of Leon Brown.
Confirmation of Trevon Reed's yellow card. And you look at Thompson go. Mackinson. He's off tonight.
Certainly off. Normally would have gone for a curler in that regard, but just wanting to blast that one in the roof of the net. Just not getting the opportunity. JC players closing him down. He just needs to understand that these are games that he needs to just link up and get players in under action.
Yeah.
Allow the game to come to him.
Right. And if it's not working out for you, then you play provider.
Right.
Because you know when you're having an off night, you're a striker. And I suppose he's due one of these nights. He's been carrying this Kingston College team as much as any of the other Kingston College players this season. And I suppose you can afford him an off night.
22 goals across all competitions.
Yes, you can afford him an off night. Only that players like those, like these kind of occasions, they want to shine on these big stages. Here's Norman Campbell. Rochester. McGee. Good sharing of the football by JC Walford.
Should have done better with that one. Got it at about 8 yards out. Went for the toe poke. He started the play, good linking up. Played back to him and again being closed down, charged down by Shakes, the defender. Made it more difficult than it seemed though.
So,
Coach Bernard shouting instructions from the sideline, knowing all too well that this is a JC team he can't let up on.
and Ludlow Bernard all week has been very, very focused. He's been called for interviews by various media entities, and he says, listen, my mind is on only one thing, and that's the Flow Super Cup semi-final against Jamaica College. And if he should go on to win tonight, I'm sure he'll have a very, very, very good night's sleep. Thompson. Still Thompson. And the Kingston College fans happy about that.
Thompson trying to spark some life down this left side.
So under 10 minutes to go in normal time, and the Kingston College now have 1 foot in the Flow Super Cup final, and if they manage to put the other foot in, then they'll take on St. Elizabeth Technical next week at a venue to be decided. Well, we're now getting a bit of confirmation that it will be right here at Sabina Park. Norman Campbell. Good effort. There's still life left in this JC team.
Still life. About 8+ minutes left in the contest, but Rodriguez shouting at his defenders, telling them that they need to ensure that they charge down every single shot on goal. Campbell now breaking free on that left-hand side, but just not able to deliver that final product. Both himself and McGee, they've been having off nights.
It's a KC throw. Ludlow Bernard getting ready to make another substitution, giving the man who is coming on. That's Nathan Thomas. Last-minute instruction.
Stabilizing the middle of the park, coming in and providing some grit. Normally a starter, Nathan Thomas was left out of the fixture. And again, some smarts showed by Ludlow Bernard as a coach, switching things up drastically, causing 6s and 7s at the back for Jamaica College.
Brown, the captain, easily turns away from McGee. Ramsey. Send Bloomfield on his way. Maybe should have played it a bit more directly in front of him as opposed to away, giving him a few more seconds to work. Free kick to JC. Fabian Grant. Referee Leon Brown was right there and had a word with him when he passed him. The substitution will now be effected. Nathan Thomas coming on.
Ramsey coming off.
And Ramsey, what a wonderful performance from Ramsey tonight.
Brilliant kid. Showed up for Kingston College.
Top game from the number 9 tonight. He deserves a 10.
Certainly a 10, a score of 10 in terms of his performance. Came in, did what the coach asked him to do. Similar to what we saw last week versus Racizan. Brings now the stabilizer in the middle of the park, Nathan Thomas, to come and seal things up for Kingston College.
JC showing that there's still life left in the old horse still. McGee, he wants this one for himself, and he's floating around that little pocket, and Walford shaped as if he was going to go for a shot. No, he does, and the miscues.
Brilliant effort by Walford, just wheeling his way in the box. All the players backed off of him. He had an opportunity, could have spanked that one, but just miscued.
Here's a chance for Bloomfield. Good save by Cara Williams. JC was almost dead and buried. That third goal would have killed him off, definitely. But it was a good intervention, not even by the goalkeeper, Cara Williams, to keep the score at 2-0.
Bloomfield should have done better with that one. Was played in. Not handled well by the defender, who was at the back, number 5. Nathan Hunter, gave an opportunity to Bloomfield. Just playing around at the ball and slipped. Bloomfield was played in on goal and should have done better, but in the end, a good save by Cara Williams.
Rolando Barnett is going to be coming on for JC. And if I was reading the lips of Miguel Coley correctly, I heard him say number 5, which means he could be taking off Nathan Hunter. But let's see. Or maybe he was asking if there was 5 minutes remaining. But he did say a 5. Let's see though. Let's not second guess the coach.
Dangerous position. McGee stands over this one.
Let's see what he'll do with this one. He's taken left-footed. Not enough direction on it.
Frustrated performance from Tyreek McGee. Went up and over, tried a curler. But Rodriguez had it covered all the way.
So Kingston College merely 4 minutes away from booking officially, let me say officially, a spot in the Flow Super Cup, because you get the impression they've already done so. The substitution will now be made. And Chanel Thomas has been sacrificed. So he was actually inquiring about the time that's left in the game, and at the time when he thought about the substitution, it was 5 minutes remaining. So JC still has the match of the Manning Cup semi-final, and at the end of tonight, if the scoreline holds, then no school in schoolboy football this season can win all 4. Howell, well, Hunter shadowing the ball. Tajay Reynolds strings it across the field. Ball just rolling nicely to Walford. McGee was trying to be a part of the action there, didn't work out for him. JC keeps possession. Williams, who is largely responsible for the score being 2-0 now, because really Bloomfield really should have buried that one. Referee playing the advantage. Thorpe. Still Thorpe. Now McGee. And Rodriguez didn't need to move at all.
Comfortably collecting that one. McGee just trying to serve up a ball played over the top.
So next week, right here at the same venue. And it's another card. It's a yellow card to Walford.
Going all the way in on the number 14 player, Trey Bennett.
So we're just merely minutes away from the final rights. Kingston College. So we have just about 2 minutes normal time, then 3 minutes of added time. So Kingston College in total 5 minutes away from officially booking their spot in the Flow Super Cup final. It will be their first, so we'll have 2 first-time finalists and a new champion. We already know that a new champion will be crowned. What we now know is that a first-time champion will be crowned as well. So Kingston College just waiting to get the celebration underway. And the bantering is well and truly underway. We're in the 90th minute, and we'll play 3 minutes plus 1 minute of added time to that 3.
So that's 4 minutes of added time.
4 minutes of added time, right? So we're trying to break it down for you. So it's 4 minutes of added time. So the vuvuzelas you hear going off in the distance, we don't need to tell you who they're going off by and for. It's the famed purples. They have just a small matter of a few meters to walk to get home tonight. And it's going to be a merry, merry walk. We're now into added time and the confirmation of the 4 minutes of added time being displayed on the fourth official's numbers chart. And we've been treated to a game of technical efficiency by Kingston College tonight. And that is why they are going to the final, and they are going there to meet St. Elizabeth Technical High School. There's Mullings. He will get an extra piece of chicken tonight at dinner. He's really done an absolutely fantastic job. In the main, he was largely responsible for JC's off performance tonight, simply because he stopped this man, McGee. Rodriguez just punching behind. Another corner.
Certainly my man of the game, Anthony Mullins, did a very big job of marking Tyree McGee and coming up trumps.
Here's another. Ah! Jamaica College! There's still life in this one. The celebration is almost muted because they know that they still have a long way to go, and it's long because of the time that's remaining. It's 2-1. Malik Howell, the captain, getting the final touch on that one.
Fighting all the way to the end. Howell, second time asking. A cross was played in by Tyree McGee. Rodriguez didn't handle that well, and Malik Howell just jumped, challenged for that one. Ball ended up in the back of the net.
Is it too late? KC buying a few more seconds because they're making another substitution. They're bringing on the number 8, Renata Campbell, and Tyree McGee makes a substitution for KC. He's taking Fabian Grant off the field himself. That was funny.
Pushing, understanding that there is some life left into this contest.
Tyree McGee bundled out. He was the meat in that sandwich. Kingston College, who we thought were on their way to the Flow Super Cup final, they may very well still be, but they face an anxious 2 minutes from this Jamaica College team. Corner is drama to be had at the end of this one. In the earlier game, something similar prevailed. Jamaica College, they're not dead. They have 90 seconds to force penalties. And I'm surprised that not all the JC players are in the box. Tantalizing corner. And Kingston College managing to get away from that one. This is Norman Campbell. Will he get a shot? He's inviting the tackle. He's darting to the box. Howell needs a good cross. Jamaica College still alive in the box. They were trying to settle for a corner, but well done by the Kingston College defense, and a free kick won by Jamaica College. Now everybody's gonna come back, I'm sure.
Anxious moments, nervy.
Why is the goalkeeper not there? You can't, there's nothing else he can do. We're under 4 minutes.
End.
We're under 4 minutes.
About 15 seconds to the good. Tyreek McGee, we saw him hit one to the near post earlier. He went direct. This time, let's see what he will do. Miguel Coley remonstrating on the sideline, telling everybody to go forward.
Here's the ball coming in. Kingston College trying to defend. The Blues, a chance. Still Casey under pressure in their own area. And Jamaica College, wow, a free kick again. What do we have here? What drama? This surely is the last kick of the game.
Certainly unfolding. Just now, a high boot by the number 20 player, Bloomfield, giving Jamaica College an opportunity now at goal. There's some deadly free kick specialists on this team. Any given person.
I have a very, very strange feeling about this free kick.
Tyreek McGee.
Miguel Coley sits on the igloo.
He knows at times is up. He knows at times is up. He knows that this is the last kick of the contest.
This is the moment.
Nervous.
That players like McGee, that players like Kahim Paris, that players like Rashawn Mackison live for. The entire Sabina Park and the thousands, possibly millions, watching up and down the Caribbean. Look at one man, Tyreek McGee! What a wonderful goal from the little number 10. He produces moments like these every time, every day. And just now, we're seeing one outstanding free kick. Well, guess what? Let's pull it back.
Offside. Offside being called by the referee.
The referee.
And drama unfolding here, Wayne. Drama of the highest quality.
I'm done. I'm gone.
Offside called by the first assistant, Terence McKenzie.
I am done. This is a drunk mic moment. And I tell you what, we're not leaving Sabina Park tonight. We're not going to leave here tonight. The Jamaica College team, they're not about to accept it. The game is over. Kingston College are through to the Flow Super Cup final. What drama! This is not going to end nicely tonight, I can tell you, because the Jamaica College management, coaching staff, players, and I suppose it filters over into the spectators. What drama!
Was that an offside call, Wayne, or was that a foul?
We need to see it again.
It seems that there was a foul being called.
I was focusing more on the celebration from McGee because we thought it was a legitimate goal.
Seems like there was a foul and not necessarily any other call, because that was a direct free kick. It ended up in the back of the net, but the flag of the first assistant was always up. And again, Leon Brown made the call.
I'm just a bit surprised that it took the officials such a long time to have security around them, because this kind of finish deserves the officials to be secured. Now the police officers have come onto the field to meet them. Ian Forbes, the manager for JC, is ballistic.
Furious.
Look
again, just look at it.
Brian and the crew, could you just bring that back for us?
Again, slow motion, Brian. So that was a free kick direct on goal. It went to the back of the net. Players remonstrating. I'm not certain what the call was. Was the call an offside? Was the call a foul?
Okay. I'm hearing from the stadium announcer. He says it was supposed to be an indirect free kick. It should not have been a direct free kick. and that is why he called it back. That's what we're hearing from the stadium announcer. We're not sure.
An indirect free kick.
Yeah,
what does an indirect free kick mean? A player has to touch the football before it is hit by another player.
Right. And as I say, let us just put this forward. We're hearing this from the stadium announcer.
Is that an official word? It seems to be.
Yes, and that is why I'm waiting, because apparently the stadium announcer went to the referee, and the referee told him, apparently, because he wouldn't have been saying it in front of so many people, the stadium announcer is just announcing that the referee told him that it was an indirect free kick. And as Owen just explained, that was a direct free kick, and if it is so, then that it is an illegitimate goal.
Was that explained to the players of Jamaica College when the call was made? Again, a lot of questions left to be asked. A difficult way to end a game, but it's always going to be high intensity, high rivalry whenever these two teams play. Jamaica College complaining, remonstrating, asking a lot of questions. Coaches, players, supporters, they're questioning the purple side of the fence. The purples are jubilant.
If we could just pick up Tariq McGee, our camera personnel, that would be nice. He's inconsolable. Darren Virtue, a former Jamaica College player, is trying his best to take the young star away from it all. Is inconsolable, is incandescent with rage. What a moment. We're still trying to... There he is. He's disappeared under the dugout. The security personnel are still standing close by. The officials are still on the field, and it's the best thing for them to do, just to remain there where the security is. As we look at Tariq McGee, making his way back onto the field, and he falls over. Look at him.
Agonizing. Very painful. He thought that he gave Jamaica College a lifeline. It was a beautifully struck free kick. However, what we're getting from the stadium announcers is that...
Oh, let's take a break from all of that and look back at what transpired and what led up to that very, very crucial moment in the game.
Second half highlights. Anthony Mullins, who had a wonderful game, delivered one, and Atkins, a while on the park, just bounced to him.
All right, there you go. That is it. The second goal for KC came off Walford, apparently. And it might go down as an own goal. It will go down as an own goal. But Kingston College will take it anyway. And those in purple and white were just going crazy.
Tariq McGee just trying to shimmy his defender. That was his first shot on target. In the end, it was in Rodriguez's hand. Again, McGee just delivering this one, and this was a difficult call for Rodriguez to make. Had that one, and then Malik Howell just followed up, but KC kept knocking at the doorsteps. They were defending, they were trying. That one fell to Reed. He wanted that one back, understanding that it was a good opportunity for him, but just wasn't able to deliver. And then McGee, many times over, you would have bet that he would have made that one counted, but just wasn't able to do so. And then GSC had some good looks. Second half, they turned it up. But then this was the goal. Across, Rodriguez didn't handle well, and Captain Malik Howell came in very deliberate and headed that one home. That was 2-1 with about 3 minutes left. And that's how it ended. KC still, the fans of Kingston College still not certain how the turnout of the game is going to be. But as we have it unofficially, or officially rather, Kingston College goals 2, Jamaica College goal 1. Possession bossed a little bit by Jamaica College, and as you can see, shots on and off target went in the favor of Kingston College, 20 versus 17. Yellow cards, Kingston College had 3, Jamaica College had 1, but the statistic at the top is what matters most. At the end of it all, Kingston College 2, Jamaica College 1. So I understand that Wayne Walker now has winning coach Ludlow Bernard. He's on the sidelines. Wayne?
All right, so we're here with Ludlow Bernard, the coach of the winning team tonight, Kingston College. They beat Jamaica College 2-1. The result, yes, but what happened with the very last kick of the game is what's going to reverberate around the Caribbean, not only here in Jamaica, because I've never seen anything like that. First of all, Coach, congratulations. Let me get that out of the way. Congratulations on your victory tonight.
Yeah, man, well played, Kingston College. Brave may fall, but never yield. We live to fight another day. JC gave it all. At the end, we expected it. I think we could have been a little bit more better organized defensively in really protecting the 2-0 lead, but we conceded very late in the game and we actually put some pressure on ourselves. But I'm very elated for the win, and I feel very fortunate tonight.
You got your tactic right, did you not?
Let's just say I got it right today.
Mullins, what a job, and McGee.
You know, Wayne, I would want to say more, but I'm not going to say it because there's another possibility.
Of you playing them again.
But we just like the Jamaica College coach, we did our work. It was a good tactical battle out there between us both. And at the end of the day, it's only unfortunate that one of us has to lose.
No, to that moment. Did you inquire? Well, you were the winners. You had no reason to.
Prior to that kick being taken, my assistant on the sideline kept saying indirect, because he saw the hand signal as at the time. Right? So when we saw him kick, he was the first one to jump up and said no goal. Right? I probably didn't see it at the time and probably would have conceded a goal at the time. But then again, dear misfortune is my luck.
So you guys on the bench realized the minute it was taken that it was an illegitimate goal?
My goalkeeping coach immediately saw it and called it.
Because the question now being asked by the fans around us, did the referee put up his hand to indicate?
The referee did put up his hand. Immediately as he placed his hand in the air, my goalkeeping coach, he recognized it and he shouted to me and he shouted to the boys, indirect, it has to pass.
Ludlow, congrats again. Go celebrate with the boys and get ready for the final on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All the best to you.
Good.
All right, so there you have it from Ludlow Bernard. We're now going to throw it back to the main stage to make sure that we continue the discussion tonight. It's going to go on for weeks, I'm sure, and who knows, however longer. Let's go back to the main stage.
All righty then, what an occasion. It almost feels like a final, but there's more to come. I don't think I've ever quite seen a football game ending quite like that.
The KFC Big Deal moment of the game is brought to you by KFC. It's finger licking good.
All right, this was our KFC Big Deal moment of the game. This was the Stets game against Calabar. And I think that this was the point when the Stets team equalized, sending the game into penalties. And that was the KFC moment of the game. And look at the Stets people in the stands.
The KFC Big Deal moment of the game was brought to you by KFC. It's finger licking good.
All right, nice way to segue from the KFC Big Deal moment of the game, because we have Mr. KFC himself, Andre Roper, the brand manager of KFC in Jamaica. First of all, Andre, what a game, what a finale to a game. Have you ever seen a game ended with a free kick directly in the goal? The referee says indirect, it doesn't count.
Unbelievable. Boy, the Super Cup so far has been enthralling, invigorating, exciting, all those superlatives, but today was just... This was one of the most memorable days in the 2 years we've been on board. I've never quite seen a game end like that, but I've come to expect a little bit of the unexpected in the last couple of years of the Super Cup. As a fan and as a sponsor, can't complain at all.
Tell us about KFC's involvement. This, I understand, is your second year.
Yeah, I mean, KFC has long been involved in youth sports, helping to uplift youth and provide a platform for youth through sports. Track and field, basketball for decades, and this year and last year, football. So it's been a platform for us through our Big Deal brand. We have a term at KFC, Big Deal Business, and we use that to really describe anything that brings people together, galvanizes the public, creates a lot of excitement, creates a lot of camaraderie, and nothing quite does that like football. And rightly so, the Flow Super Cup has been described as a Champions League of schoolboy football, and for us it's a true big deal affair. And we use the KFC Big Deal brand to really help to elevate this platform, provide a way to elevate the youth and give an even big opportunity to showcase their talent. You see the talent this year, I tell you, it's been enthralling for us, and it's a way in which we can give back to our fans, our customers, who many of whom are football fans, who support us day in, day out, year in, year out, and who come to the games. They came to Catherine Hall last week, bumper crowd, especially for the Russies KC encounter, and we see here today the crowd support. Just a way in which we can give back through our giveaways, our activations. We saw our halftime activities, the football juggling, the hit the post challenge where we're giving away some cash. So it's just a way in which we can not just give back to the students and the players, but give back to our customers and really help to elevate this platform of schoolboy football.
What can we expect from KFC in the final? Big finale next Saturday right here at Saraya Park.
Big finale. The sponsors are going to come together. You know the Super Cup has set a standard for putting on a show at the final. We saw last year and the year before. So we're going to come together. We're going to put on a show. We're going to make sure the fans come out and enjoy themselves in true big deal fashion. Flo has done a great job. All the sponsors have done a great job. And we're going to have something big in store at the final. And we know that we're going to have an enthralling final. Yeah. KC sets.
I'm going to ask you to put on your,
don't put me on the spot.
Prediction cap. I have always felt that KC was, when they get it right, it's a very tough team to beat. But my heart is with the rural team as a rural man myself. Should be a good final. Where's your money?
Well, I predicted Clarion College at the start of the competition. That did not go too well. It would be interesting to see an out-of-town team win. As a sponsor, I have to be impartial. However, I predict that it's going to end 1-1 and going to penalties. I don't know who's going to win the shootout, though.
All right, Andre, thank you very much for being a part of our show. So we're looking forward to see you next week.
Looking forward to the final. Glad to be on board.
All righty then. So there is Andre Roper, brand manager of KFC here in Jamaica. We take a break. Much more to come in just a little while.
Rashford, lovely turn, clever feet, brilliant finish. A goal from a man right on top of his game.
Marcus Rashford, a finish of huge composure. That is class.
Download the FlowSports app to watch the Premier League on Rush.
On the FlowSports app, you choose what you watch. Download now.
Welcome back to our coverage here of what has been a fascinating day of football here at Owen Hill. I don't think I've ever quite seen a football match end quite like that. You're still coming back to norm. What a game.
Trust me,
what a series of games.
I'm trying to catch my breath from all the excitement that just happened. I mean, it left a whole lot of people questioning the calls for the referee. But again, officially, the game ended 2-1, Kingston College being the victors.
Yes, indeed. And that final kick, where the referee apparently indicated indirect free kick, the Kingston College people will feel that the referee did the right thing. JC will feel a little bit aggrieved. In the end, if the signal was for an indirect free kick, I think the referee had the nerve and the bravery to turn back a goal amidst wild celebration. You have to give the referee some credit.
Well, not only the referee, because the minute the kick went into the goal, the actual first assistant on the closer side, he actually had his flag up. So a lot of persons were obviously jubilant, celebrating after what would have been a wonderful free kick. But again, it was always in question, and again, I think that came out that way.
All right, well, this is the way we celebrate. Let's have a look at that right now.
The Coca-Cola Taste the Feeling celebration of the game is brought to you by Coca-Cola Taste the Feeling.
All right, let's watch the Coca-Cola celebration. Talk us through this one.
Brilliant 1-2 between Mackison and his number 6 player, Fabian Grant, and he just slotted that one home. Slice and dice his way in the box. That was the first goal for Kingston College. And again, that's how you celebrate a goal like that. Fabian Grant rewarding his coach for starting him, showing that he's the boss, he's in control.
I've seen LeBron James with that celebration in the NBA. Look at the celebration, they are all on the field. All right, that's the way we celebrate.
The Coca-Cola Taste the Feeling celebration of the game was brought to you by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
All right. So, road to the finals, Owen, it's all yours.
Interesting, as we saw on the left side of the bracket, Calabar played CC. They upset the apple cart. It went all the way now to the semi-finals. Stets got the better stats in penalties. So it created what you saw between Calabar and Stets today, the curtain raiser. Calabar, they were 2 goals to the good, and then Stets came back, pretty much got the better of them in penalty shootout. So St. Elizabeth technical on one side of the bracket, while Kingston College, they marched controversially all the way through to the final. So it now sets up what is an interesting encounter between the first set of games between Kingston College versus Stets. None of these teams have won the lucrative competition